Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Apologies if I sound strange or quiet or loud again because I've still got a double ear infection, so this voiceover is going to be a nightmare, but I'm going to try and get through it. So here I'm just doing a quick French nail, and then I'm just going to really basically tell you what I'm doing here, by the way, on this video, just because talking is not really doing my ears any favours. So I'm just going to try and give you a quick overview and then you can watch what I'm doing. But I'm just going in here with white gel polish, and I'm just obviously doing this as a French nail, and then I'm going to just sprinkle some glitter over the top. The glitter that I used was Frost from Sparkle Supplies UK. I can't remember whether I showed it or not. Actually, I don't think it was, now I've said that. I think it was something else because I used Frost for a different nail. Let me just have a look in my drawer. I think the one that I used for this was Gold Crush. Yeah. So this one was Gold Crush instead of Frost. So just ignore that. And then I'm just brushing off the excess when it's cured. And then that one is done. We're going for the textured look. And then the next nail is going to be a bow sort of nail. So we're going to go in with this colour, which is 80... Oh gosh, I do start showing the colours and what I'm using and stuff like as I get throughout the video, because I just kept forgetting to write down what I was using. This one is, let me just have a quick look. This one is 80607, which is Tartan Punk, and it's from Blue Sky. So that's the one that I've used for the base of this. And then I'm just going in with white gel polish now on a liner brush, and then we're going to go in with black gel paint or gel polish, whatever you like to use, and we're just going to create a bow. And then all I'm going to do for this one is just pop a little gem from Sparkle Supplies in the middle, and then that's it for this. So next up we've got like a snowy sort of nail, like a nice light blue. So the colour I'm using is Fleur, and it's from Gel Perfection. It's a beautiful pale blue colour, as you can see here. I've just painted on 2 coats of that, but the second coat I only half cured just to make sure that it was a nice tacky layer for this glitter to stick to, which is Aurora from Tia's Beauty. I'm just popping that all over the nail and then really burnishing it in. So I'm just really pressing it in and just, as you can see, doing up and down movements just to get off any excess once I've done that. And then after that I'm going to base coat and then velvet top coat. I have found sometimes that velvet top coat goes a bit strange over top of just loose glitter, so I do like to just put a base down just to make sure it's nice and smooth before I apply the velvet. And then going in with white gel paint, and I'm going to apply a couple of snowflakes. Well, I'm just going to do one big snowflake here and then a little one, I think, down at the right, maybe a little star or something, I can't quite remember. But we're just going in with this super easy design. I've done these snowflakes on my channel so much over the past, like, even last year, so it's everywhere. They're very popular, really easy. And then that's it for this design, because this gel paint doesn't need top coating. So I've done the velvet base and then my glossy design on top, and then that's this one done. Next up, I am using VIP 7, which is from Blue Sky, as my first blue base. I did use 3 colours on this, just to build up to a different sort of colour. So we're going in with LT 65, just to make it a little bit more shimmery. And then I really wanted a hollow look to it, so I used CH05 to give it that hollow effect, which is just beautiful. But if you use the hollow effect on its own, then it's a lot lighter, so I wanted a dark colour underneath. And then using this little plate here, which I got from Tia's Beauty, and I'm literally just getting everything like off the outside of it that I don't want, and I'm just using this snowflake. It's going to be a really simple design. Well, most of them are in this video, to be fair, that's the whole point. But so I'm just applying a snowflake to the top left, and then a bigger one to the bottom right, and then I'm just going to put some little tiny crystals in the middle of both of those, and then that's it for this design. Next up is a cable knit design. So you would have seen me do it before if you've watched previous videos, but I'm just doing it again just for the sake of the video, because I can't just assume that everyone has seen all of them. So I've just popped a bit of gunpowder on my palette, then I mixed a tiny bit of white gel paint with it just to make it slightly lighter than the colour of the background, because it sort of blends in a bit too much, I find, if you use the exact same colour. But I didn't want it to look totally different like the last one that I did, so I literally just the tiniest bit of white and just mix that in to make it ever so slightly lighter. And then we're just going in with the same, I don't think we did the same design in this one actually. I wanted to mix it up a little bit because you would have already seen what I was going to do. So I just decided to go in with a couple of snowflakes in the middle instead of the usual like cable knit sort of effect. And then we're just going to pull through those snowflakes just like I always do them, and then we're going to sprinkle some acrylic powder, some clear acrylic powder over the top, which will give it like a grainy effect, which is obviously supposedly like the closest to like the sort of jumpery feel that you can get in a nail, I suppose. And then that's what that one looks like. I really like how that turned out actually. So once I've done that one, I'm moving on to the next one, which is going to be a bauble nail. So we're going to do a base of peachy nude. I really wanted to use this new glitter that came in, spoiler alert, that came in the advent calendar from Sparkle Supplies UK. It's absolutely beautiful, and I just really wanted to use it because the colours are gorgeous. So I decided to use it for this nail. Like, we're doing a bauble, so you can put whatever you want inside of it, I suppose. So I'm just creating a circle with some builder gel first of all, leaving it wet and sprinkling over the glitter that I've chose to use on top. Once I've done that, I'm just going to tap off as much excess as I can, and I'm going to go in with my dotting tool and just push it more like into a circular shape, because it's really easy for it to get like all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes when you've got different bits of glitter sticking out. So I'm just pushing them all in to make them back into a circle of sorts, and then making sure that if there's any sticking up really badly as well, that I just pop them down a little bit and then rearrange and blah blah blah, just make sure it's all nice and smooth and circular. And then once I've done that, I will cure it, brush off any excess, and then we will pop a layer of builder gel over the top, just to make sure it's nice and smooth, and also gives you that like raised effect of a bauble on the nail, which is cute. Obviously you don't need to do that, you could just draw on a bauble with some gel polish, but I decided to do it this way just to use this glitter. So once I've put the builder gel over the top, I made sure it's all nice and smooth and everything is encapsulated completely. I'm then going to just create a little bow on the top of my bauble. I didn't really put a lot of effort into that, to be honest, because this nail took me a really long time, I'm not going to lie. And to be honest with you, this video took me a whole day to film, and still editing now like the next day. So it did get to a point where I was a little bit fed up with certain nails, so I sort of just thought, oh, stuff it, that'll do, sort of thing. But obviously you can put a lot more effort in than I did. I just wanted to give you the idea of the design, not actually do it in perfect way, I suppose. So I'm just making sure it's all as smooth as possible, checking it from the side to make sure there's not really any big bulky areas, and then anywhere without any on. And once I've done that, I'm going with the bow side of things, and then I'm going to pop a little, I think I put a little crystal again in the middle of the bow, and then just top coated the bauble, which I didn't show on camera, but I did do that. Definitely make sure you do that, obviously, as it's going to be sticky or dull if you take the tacky layer of the builder gel off. So we're doing the quick bow, popped a little crystal in the middle, which is just the little tiny ones from Sparkle Supplies UK, and then top coated all of the nail, and this is what we were left with. So next up, we're using Alaska as our base this time, because it's going to be like a candy cane nail. So we're going to use Alaska as the base, and then we're going to go in with Royal Red for the red stripes, and then we're going to use Champagne Toast and maybe Gold Coast, I think, just for some small gold lines as well, just to mix it up a little bit. So here is me doing that nail. I'm not going to talk through this one because it's relatively straightforward and you can see exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, just I hope you enjoy watching this one. So next up we've got a gradient of dots effect, because some people like to have like Christmas inspired nails but not necessarily like actually Christmas. So like Christmas colours but not a Christmas design, if that makes sense. Because you still look Christmassy anyway, as long as there's like red or green or both or anything like that in there, then I guess it's already Christmassy in itself. So I'm just popping down some dots, and this is just going to be layers and layers of dots. So I started off with green, which is Mistletoe Magic. Then I'm going in with Champagne Toast, and then I'm going to be going in with Cranberry Flame, I think, if I remember rightly. I just wasn't looking at the screen when it just came up. But yeah, I'm just going in with all three of those colours, and every time I put a colour of a dot down, like I do all the green dots, and then I flash you off 10 seconds, then I do all the gold dots, flash you off 10 seconds, and so on like that, so they don't all mush into each other. And then yeah, obviously eventually when there's enough on there and I'm happy with it, I will pop it into the lamp for a full 60-second cure, and then I will top coat, and then that's it for this nail. Next up, we're going to do some icicles. So we're going to use BLZ02, which is an absolutely beautiful blue glitter. Look at the colour of this, it's just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to use that on this nail as the base. I'm going to do 2 coats of that just to make sure it's all nice and opaque and we've got enough glitter on there as well. And then once I've done that, we're going to be going in with white gel polish. Or did I use gel paint? I can't remember. It doesn't really make a difference, but it's up to you. I might have used gel paint actually, but I'm not 100%, but it's not really like an issue, you can use whatever. So I'm going to just do that, and then I'm going to use, I think this is where I used it, Frost, which is from Sparkle Supplies UK. So I'm just matte top coating the base of this, and then once I've done that, I've cured it. And here we go. I'm going to use white gel paint. I'm going to create some icicles with my little bestie brush from Erin's collection, which is always linked in the description box. And then once I'm happy with those, I am then just going to sprinkle the glitter over the top, and then that is it for this nail, because you don't use top coat or anything at the end. You can if you don't want the texture, but you still want them to be glittery, and obviously just bear in mind that if you want it all to be shiny, then you can top coat the whole thing. If you want the icicles to be shiny and the background to be matte, then just top coat the glitter. But yeah, that's it for this nail as well. So this next nail is going to be like a wintry scene. We're literally just going to be doing stamping, so I'm going to just let you watch it. I'll do 2 coats of this beautiful blue, and then I'm going to do like a little bit of black, like glitter at the top, and then we're going to drag it down just to make it look like a dark night sky sort of thing. And then we're going to use my ombre brush from Erin's collection to just drag that down so it just blends in a little bit. I've not got a big thick harsh line, and then we're just going to stamp on a couple of things, which I will show you which plate I'm using in a second. And then that is it for this nail, so I'll just let you watch it and then just top coat at the end and it's done. Next up, we've got a super easy one. It's just a marble, super simple, and we're just literally just going to paint on some silver. We're going to pop all of the colours that I'm using on a palette, swirl through them with my dotting tool, pick them up with the ombre brush, and just swirl them over the nail. Like, it's really that easy. You can do it with any colours, obviously. If you wanted it to look more Christmassy, then you could add maybe gold instead of silver, maybe a bit of green. I mean, I'm not really personally a fan of gold and green together, but sometimes it can look all right for Christmas, but that's about the only time. But that's this one, super easy. And then the next one we're going to be doing, like, almost like you're doing a candy cane again, but we're going to be doing it in tie-dye effect this time. So don't like cure them between the lines, you need to just apply everything wet. I like to apply one colour first, do all of that, and then once I'm doing the next colour, you'll see in a second, but when I do the red, I like to apply it like not touching the white first, and then sort of do the bits that link to the white last minute, so they don't have too much time to flow into each other, because obviously they're both wet, so they will just bubble together naturally if they touch. So I just do all the white, make sure I'm happy with all that, and then I'll get the red, place it in between the lines but not up to the white lines. This one I did because there's not really a lot of space there, but this one and this one, as you can see, I just popped a little bit in there first. This one, I didn't go up to the line. I did pop a little bit too much polish on the one above that, so you can see it sort of just like went into the white on its own, but you know, it's just one of those things. We're going to do it anyway on purpose in a minute, so it's not a problem. But I'm just making sure now that all the red is up to the white, so they're touching, because if you don't like tie-dye them all close enough together, then you'll be able to see the gaps basically, and it's not really a good look unless you're going for that on purpose. So I'm just going to pull through these and then top coat, and then that is literally it for this nail. Once we finish that, we're going to go in with the next one, which is going to be a base of pink petals this time, which is a beautiful pink. I don't really do pink very often, especially for Christmas, but I just thought not everyone likes Christmas design, not everyone likes Christmas like colours, so it's a case of like, you can have a Christmas nail that isn't a Christmas colour but looks Christmassy because of the design, and you can also do it vice versa. It looks Christmassy because of the colours but not the design. So I just thought we'd do that sort of thing with this one. So super easy, just similar to the first one, like it's a present sort of look, but we're going to do it with no hand painted or anything, just in case you're not confident enough to do that. So we're just going to use this pink stamping polish, and then I'm just going to pick that up, pop the bow down in the middle of that nail, and then that is it for this one. Super easy. I think I did pop a little crystal in the middle just to spruce it up a little bit, but that's it for this one. Super easy, just top coat and you're done. So for this next nail, it's quite disappointing because it looked really effective in person, but you can't really see the difference between the colours in the light on camera, which is annoying. But I just used these two colours and just used my ombre brush to like sort of pull them together, and they looked so effective in person, but you couldn't really see it once they were blended on camera, which is annoying. But just do this design, like I recommend doing it, it looks really effective. So I was just trying to show it off there, even though you can't really see it. I popped another layer of colour on just to cover up those bits that were quite see-through. So I'm just, this time, instead of putting the like colours directly on, I just picked a little bit up on my ombre brush and just blended it in. So I'm then going in with Aquarium. We're going to be doing like a tartan design for this nail. I really like how this one turned out actually, even though it's not like the sort of colours you'd usually use for tartan. I think tartan's really like effective in any colour. It doesn't have to be the typical reds and greens and stuff, but I really like how these turned out. So I'm just popping these lines, like one down the middle, one across the bottom. I'm not going to talk through it because you can see exactly what I'm doing. It's just a case of drawing lines for this one. So I am going to finish the voiceover here. Thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed them. Do let me know which one was your favourite as always in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if you like this style of video, and I might get a chance to do another Christmas compilation before Christmas actually comes, but I'm not like promising that because I don't know. These compilation videos take so long. I just want to say I did cure the lines in between like each colour I did. So those first green ones that I've done, I've cured. These white ones I will cure, and then the next ones I will cure, but you can just flash cure because you're not covering up too much of it anyway. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye.